To be honest, I think Kevin Durant is the MVP right now because Durant suffered probably the most devastating injury that a basketball player can have, a torn Achilles, and we got to understand that a handful of players ever come back looking like themselves after a Achilles injury, and Kevin Durant has looked phenomenal. Kevin Durant has looked fantastic this season. Now, obviously, this season is still young. We still got a lot of games to be played, but I just feel like because of what Durant has, what he had to come back from, I feel like they would probably give the MVP to Kevin Durant. But obviously, I want to talk about LeBron James because LeBron James is shooting the ball the best he ever had in his career. I don't know what came over LeBron, but LeBron has turned into Steph Curry behind the arc. Like, this man is shooting the ball crazy. Last night, just hit two clutch three pointers to beat the Detroit Pistons. This man is just, he gets better. Like, and I always say this, LeBron just gets better, every year. The man the man can play like this for probably 3 more years, 4 more years if he wants to. And right now, the Lakers got the best record in the league. They got the best record. If Because I think that LeBron James deserves the MVP. Like, LeBron should have like 11 MVPs right now. Because LeBron is the best player every year. I understand that the MVP is a regular season award. I understand that. But the MVP is the most valuable player in the season. And year after year, LeBron has proven that he is the best player in the NBA. It's just it's just crazy. LeBron should really have about 10 MVPs right now. Like, and same thing with Jordan. Like, Michael Jordan should have like 13 MVPs right now. But obviously they can't give it to the same person every year. But I think Kevin Durant is probably the leader for the MVP. I think LeBron is probably second, but we can't forget about Joel Embiid because Joel Embiid is looking like a monster this season. This is the Joel Embiid that we all wanted to see. The man now with Joel Embiid. The only problem that I have with Embiid is, number one, he can't stay healthy. Embiid is always getting hurt. And the second problem is I think Joel Embiid take too many three pointers. Like, I think the only issue, because Joel Embiid is a superstar in this league. I think Joel Embiid, if he wants to, and I think this year he wants to. I don't think he wanted. I think Joel Embiid is on a mission this season. It seems like to me that Embiid is on a mission. Embiid, he is playing with a different level of passion. He is playing with he is playing on a level that I don't think we ever seen from Embiid. We knew he had this in him. We knew that Embiid had the ability to dominate the game. We knew this. But I don't think Embiid to me, he never showed it until this season. Cause we never talked about Embiid being in the MVP conversation until this season. I feel like this season Embiid is on a mission. And if you watch Philly play, Joel Embiid is a monster. And the thing about it is, for me, the only problem that I had with Embiid was, one, he can't stay healthy, and two, if Embiid should be in the post every play, dominating. The man gets to the line second. He's this. Joel Embiid is the second best at getting to the line behind James Harden, in my opinion, and obviously Giannis, because there's no way you can stop Embiid. There's no way. Embiid just gave Anthony Davis 30 when they played the Lakers. Embiid gave Anthony Davis the work. AD cannot do nothing with Joel Embiid. He couldn't. If you watch that game, Embiid, Joel dominated Anthony Davis. Now, obviously, for me, I think Anthony Davis is a better player than Embiid. I think AD. Now, obviously, this season, Anthony Davis, he's not really having a great season, in my opinion. You know, he's averaging about 21 points. We know Anthony Davis averages about 28 points, in the season. I don't know what's going on with Anthony Davis right now. I don't know if it's just he's lacking aggression, because the game against Detroit, even though he dropped like 35 points, I think we seen with AD, we know how great he is, but at times it seems like he becomes more passive. Like he passes up looks, and that's a problem because in order for the Lakers to have success, because AD played like an MVP last season. AD played, especially in the finals. In the finals, like that MVP, even though LeBron won the finals MVP, that trophy could have easily went to Anthony Davis. Like the way AD been playing, the way AD played in the finals, like you could have easily gave that trophy to Anthony Davis. But for me this season, it seems like at times Anthony Davis, he's just not as aggressive. He's kind of passive in my opinion. But for me, with Joel, like going back to Embiid, like this is what I've been saying. This is why I've been so hard on Joel Embiid, because I knew that, and even though Embiid is shooting the ball crazy this season, like Embiid is shooting the ball insane. But for me, I always thought Joel Embiid takes way too many jump shots. He can hit them, don't get me wrong. Embiid can hit them, but I feel like Joel should be in the post, because when Embiid is in the post, either two things gonna happen. Either he's gonna score, or he's gonna draw a foul, or he's gonna create an open look for one of his teammates. So I think I think Kevin Durant is probably the number one. I think KD is probably number one in MVP. I think LeBron is probably number two. I think Embiid is probably number three. And then Jokic, you know, I'm very high on Jokic. I love watching this man play. This man is probably the greatest passing big man we ever seen. This man is sensational. This man is amazing. Jokic is fucking amazing. What this man, I've never seen a center with the ball handling ability and the IQ of Jokic. The man is, because looking at him, you wouldn't think, but Jokic is, he's not athletic. He's not really strong like that. He's not really, and no, I like to compare, because the a big topic in the NBA is who's the best center in the NBA, Embiid or Jokic. I think it depends on what do you prefer. If you prefer defense and athleticism more, then I think you're gonna go with Embiid. But if you like skill, if you like passing better and you like shooting better, if you value that more, then you're probably gonna pick Jokic. But I think Jokic is probably the most skilled big man in basketball today. I really think the man just dropped 50 points last night, along with Steph Curry, who dropped 54 points against Dallas last night. you know, and speaking of Steph Curry, man, Steph Curry is having a quiet, low key MVP season. Curry is playing like this the 2015 season where he had probably the greatest season ever. About like that Curry's second unanimous MVP season was the greatest season by any player. By any player. And Curry this season, nobody's talking about Curry right now. Everybody's talking about, Kevin Durant, LeBron, Embiid. Nobody's really talking about Curry winning the MVP. They're not really, but when you watch Curry play, it's hard not to put this man in the MVP conversation. Especially the game last night where this man dropped about 11 three-pointers on Dallas. The man dropped 60. The man just scored his career high. Like he dropped 62 points a couple months ago. Like, it's crazy. Curry is having a MVP season. No one's talking about it because his team is not that good. His team is not, you know, even though the Warriors are fifth in the Western Conference. Like, to be honest, like, it was a question for me if Golden State was going to make the playoffs. But and obviously for me, if they were going to make the playoffs, I would have thought they would have, I thought they would have be like at least an 8th seed, 7th seed, but they're 5th in the West right now. They are 5th, and it's really shocking to me because you look at this Golden State roster outside of Steph Curry and Andrew Wiggins. There is no other, and obviously James Wiseman, but James Wiseman is hurt right now. But outside of, and James Wiseman is not really a offensive player. He's more of a defensive player. But outside of Steph Curry and Andrew Wiggins, there is not really another elite offensive player on this Warriors team. Draymond Green is not a offensive player, even though Draymond Green is a very smart offensive player, but he's not a scorer. Like, Draymond is a great player, especially his passing. He's a smart player. He have a high IQ, but Draymond, he's averaging 5 points right now. Draymond Green is not a player that you can rely on to, get you 15 points a night, 20 points a night. Not even, like, most of the times, Draymond is not even putting up 10 points a night. Like I said, he averaging 5 points. And Kelly Oubre, I think Kelly Oubre is good, but I don't think he's a great offensive player. I think he still got room to grow. He's young. Obviously, he got potential. He's athletic, and I think if he keeps working on, and obviously he's improving, because I know the beginning of the season, Kelly couldn't shoot. He started off this season like what 2 for 13 shooting, and you see now, just 2 nights ago, the man dropped 40 points, hitting about 5 3-pointers on Dallas. So obviously Kelly's game is coming together. Like I say, man, he got potential. Kelly Oubre got potential. He really do. But I think for this Warriors team, I did not expect them to even make it to the top 5. Because you look at this, like I said, this roster, I don't see this roster, especially without Klay Thompson. Like, this roster, this team, they, and one thing about this team is sometimes they show greatness. Sometimes they play phenomenal. Like, they play great. But other times you watch this Golden State team, and then you're looking at them play, and then you wonder, damn, Steph got no help out there. Sometimes you watch this team and they are clicking on all cylinders. I mean, they are playing phenomenal. But then you look at them some nights, and you probably thinking to yourself, Curry has to carry this offense. Like Curry has to. Andrew Wiggins is a good player, but Andrew Wiggins is a up and down player. Sometimes he plays great. Sometimes he plays like garbage. Andrew Wiggins is not consistent, even though Andrew Wiggins is having a good season, but he's not consistent. He is not consistent. Because Andrew Wiggins, to be honest, Wiggins never made an All-Star team. And Andrew Wiggins, he should be at least an All-Star. He's not even an All-Star. So Curry is the only player on that team really who can shoot. Cause Draymond can't shoot. Kelly, he can't shoot, but he's obviously improving. But Kelly is not a shooter. James Wiseman is not a shooter. Nobody on this team are really shooters. So I think Curry is playing phenomenal. Curry is playing great this season. But the one thing that I'm looking at is Curry. This team is not gonna really. This team is not gonna do nothing. This team is not gonna go nowhere. So obviously Curry is not gonna win the MVP. But I think the way Curry's playing, he deserves to be in the talk for MVP. Like this season, Curry definitely belongs in the MVP conversation. The way this man is playing, he's shooting like 45% from three, like 50% from the field. Like this man is playing phenomenal. He's playing phenomenal. I think Curry definitely deserves a. I know he won't win it, but I think he deserves to be in the conversation for MVP this season.